Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I am Mahnur and you watch MK Vid. Today I will tell you another hadith which is an example of responsibility and proof of the unshakable faith of the people mentioned in the hadith. Abu Huraira radiallahu anhu reported that the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam of Allah mentioned a man of the Bani Israel, saying, he asked another to lend him 1,000 dinars. The lender asked him to bring witnesses, but the borrower said, Allah is sufficient as a witness. The lender asked him to furnish a surety, by the borrower again asserted, Allah is sufficient as a surety. The lender agreed, you are correct, and lent him money for a specified period. The debtor went across the sea. When he had finished his work, he looked for a conveyance to take him back for the punctual repayment of his debt. But he did not find any conveyance, so he took a piece of wood and made a hole in it. He inserted in it the 1,000 dinars and a letter to the lender, and closed the hole tightly. He took the piece of the wood to the sea and said, O Allah, you know well that I took a loan of 1,000 dinars from one man. He demanded a surety from me, but I told him that Allah's surety was enough, and he accepted your guarantee. He then demanded a witness, and I told him that Allah was sufficient as a witness. No doubt, I have tried much to find a conveyance so that I might pay back his money, but could not find one, so I hand this money over to you. Saying that, he threw the piece of wood into the sea till it went far out into it, and then he went away. Meanwhile, he kept looking for a conveyance to take him to the lender's place. One day the lender came out of his house to see whether a ship had arrived bringing his money, and all of a sudden he saw a piece of wood in which was the money. He took it home to use as a firewood. When he looked at it, he found his money and the letter inside it. Shortly after that, the debtor came with 1,000 dinars and said, by Allah, I had been trying to get a boat so I could bring you your money, but failed to get one before the one I have come by. The lender said, Allah has delivered on your behalf the money you sent in the piece of wood. So you may keep your 1,000 dinars and go, guided on the right path. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala helped to deliver money because the man was responsible and tried to fulfill his obligation on time. Now I want to tell about responsibility in Islam. The responsibility of the individual in Islam is of great importance and cannot be overlooked. In Islamic teachings, it is believed that all Muslims should accept responsibility for their actions and the results that came from their actions. As Muslims, we are commanded to desist from doing evil, obey Allah and His Messenger, and be just with all people. This involves being individually responsible, as well as looking out for the welfare of others. In the Quran, Allah reminds us to take responsibility by following all His commands and messages. He says, every soul will be held in pledge for its deeds. Al-Mutasir 38. This ayat teaches us that Allah knows our innermost thoughts, feelings and intentions, and that He will reward us according to our deeds. It is important to remember that our responsibility extends far beyond just fulfilling the 5 pillars of Islam. It includes our attitude, behavior, and even how we engage in practices of justice and kindness towards our fellow humans. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ demonstrated how important responsibility is, as he is known for living according to the teaching of Islam in all aspects of his life. He was a responsible leader and an example for us to follow. As Muslims, a major responsibility we shoulder is to inform and teach others about the true meaning of Islam. We should take it upon ourselves to share the good and true message of our beloved Prophet Muhammad ﷺ and spread it throughout the world. We must always strive to protect the oppressed, resist injustice and evil, and stand up for what is right in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Finally, responsibility also involves being aware of our own actions and making sure that we don't cause harm to anyone. We should be mindful of how our actions can affect those around us and strive to be kind, generous, and compassionate. In conclusion, responsibility plays a crucial role in Islam and should never be taken lightly. We should all strive to be responsible and live according to the teachings of Islam. If you want to complete the given information or give your examples, write comments. Don't forget to subscribe the channel and share the video. Bye for today. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.